and welcome to episode 2 of 10 Talks. This week, we have a killer topic today. So, Tim, February 1st, there is a huge update coming from Google in the email space. What do you got for us?
So, super exciting for marketers, also not exciting for marketers, because the changes that are happening are all around email sending, deliverability, and how they're going to classify you in terms of being potentially a bulk sender. So the changes that you can expect in just a couple of days now are if you send to Gmail from a personal account level. So if you're sending to like consumers and you hit that threshold of 5,000 in a 24-hour period, they're going to mark you as a bulk sender. And so what that means is that you really need to start leveraging the Google Postmaster to identify that you have a lot of parameters set up properly, like your SPF, your DKIM, your DMARC. You need to have ARC set up as well. That's a new one. You also need to have, coming in June, you need to make sure you have one-click unsubscribe as well. So there's a lot of changes that are happening, but the biggest and most current one that's just happening in February 1st, so just a couple of days from now, is that you need to make sure that you have your SPF and your DKIM set up, and that if you're sending to 5,000 or more emails, Gmails specifically at a personal level, you need to have all that set up. Otherwise, it will start flagging you as a potential spammer.
Now, when you say personal level, are you saying like travisbrand@gmail.com?
Yep.
What about larger domains like walmart.com, for instance?
Yep, great question. So it's not applicable to B2B, so brand to brand. Okay. It's going to be applicable specifically to B2C. So that's what they're looking at, identifying customers, or excuse me, they're identifying brands that are actually marketing to consumers. So the whole purpose and the big rollout as to why they're wanting to do this, as we've talked about before, is really all around consumer privacy, helping the consumer actually identify who's sending to them, make sure they want to get emails from that brand or that organization, and that you're doing all of your due diligence, that they've opted in, that you're not spamming them and you're sending them a bunch of garbage. So it's layered as an entire, hey, we're doing this because we want to help protect consumers. But let's also look at it from a Google Gmail standpoint. Like, you have to consider the whole fact of they are a free service that they provide. So you have to think of how much space this is ultimately taking up. So if they're allowing all of these companies and organizations to constantly send emails to consumers that get these emails for free, it is taking up a lot of space, a lot of bandwidth. And so they're trying to, from their side, limit that so that they can free up some space, because you have to think, and that we're going to talk about this some more as we go through this, but we've got Bard AI, the whole AI technology, and they're going to start rolling that out to multiple platforms with, I think you and I talked about their Google iPhone, my God, no.
Okay, yeah. So like
anyway,
the Pixel phones.
Pixel phones, yeah.
And Samsung, the S24, just released a whole suite of AI features in the new phone, which none of that is going to be processed on device. It's all going to be in the cloud.
Right, exactly. So it's overwhelming. There's so much that's happening. And so you as a marketer just need to do a really good job of ensuring that you've got your SPF set up, your DKIM, and then once that's set up, then you want to set up your DMARC. So it's really important that you do this in the proper steps, because if you don't, you're going to get marked as a spammer. And so how the process will work, for those of you, most of you I know have already done it, but for those of you who haven't, you want to set up SPF, then you set up DKIM. You'll want to then wait 48 hours for all of that to be authenticated by Google or Gmail, and then you'll set up DMARC. Wait, did I say that? Did I say that correct? And hold on. Sorry, SPF DKIM. Once that is set up, 48 hours, then you'll set up your DMARC after that 48-hour window. So those are the steps that you need to do that. And then once you have all of that, then you want to make sure your IP addresses are set up properly with ARC. so that it's tying back to your domain properly. So you want to have the DNS, everything. That's what ARC is doing. It's authenticating that your DNS and everything is set up, and it's tying back to your actual domain.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with ARC. So is this a new protocol?
It's a new protocol that they're pushing on for if you get that bulk sender status. And so to touch on that too, if you do end up getting labeled as a bulk sender, that is a permanent classification. So it's really important that you are monitoring that, and because once you're there, there's no going back. So if you change your sending protocols, change your frequencies, you pare down your list, it doesn't matter. You do it one time within a 24-hour period, you send a 5,000 Gmail, just personal consumer email addresses in a 24-hour window, you will get that bulk sender classification, and it is on your domain permanently moving forward.
That's crazy. So like seasonally, like there on average, you could be sending 450 emails a day, and then you spike around, say, Christmas, sending out 10,000 emails. So in a day, that's when you get nailed.
Yeah, that'll be when you get nailed. So I know a lot of marketers, they probably do send 5,000 a day because
it's easy to do.
It's easy to do, but for smaller organizations that are typically only sending 500, 1,000, or even 3,000 in a given 24-hour period, when you try to run your promotional campaign to your consumers of saying, hey, we're running the sale for whatever holiday, insert holiday here, whether it be Valentine's Day, Christmas, New Year's, 4th of July, whatever it is that you're trying to do, and you say, hey, we're going to send to our entire database of 30,000 or 100,000, whatever it is, you're going to hit that 5,000
like that.
And again, it's important that you know that it's classified on Gmails only. So if you are sending to only Yahoos or only Hotmails, you're not going to get this classification, because the whole purpose of this is for Gmail to help limit and throttle the amount of emails that are coming into their database.
Yeah, which makes total sense. So it sounds like a way of forcing entities to get their authentication protocols in line.
Yep.
And then also follow email best practices, which you should be doing anyway.
Exactly.
And practicing email hygiene, making sure that you're not sending the emails that bounce constantly.
Yep.
And all these other good things that Webbula preaches.
Yeah, absolutely. And another change that's going to be coming that I just quickly highlighted on in June is that unsubscriber link. So you want to have that one-click unsubscribe link. So that'll be effective as of June 1st, that everyone that has been labeled as a bulk sender will have to implement. So the penalties for not doing it will be that they will start throttling your actual emails that you're sending out. It'll be a small percentage, but then they'll ramp it up pretty significantly as you continue to send, and they'll just start sending everything to spam if you don't clean up your act.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And talking about spam, so it's really important that you're making sure that you're cleaning up your list. You're making sure that it's consumers or customers that actually want to hear from you, because now they've lowered the threshold to a 0.1% spam rate. So you cannot get marked as spam over, you want to maintain under 0.1%. If you end up going over 0.3%, they will immediately start throttling any and all emails that you sending you directly to spam, and it will carry a weight longer. And that spam rate that you get classified as resets every 24 hours. So if you send out a list of 10,000 one day and you're under the 1.1%, you're good. You send out the next day and you go to, let's say, 0.2, you'll have to throttle for that day because you don't want to push yourself up. And then you'll also want to, then the next day just monitor that. So we're going to provide an actual link in the description to help you with a lot of this, because there's the Google Toolmaster that you actually, the Google Postmaster that you'll actually want to follow. Do a lot of checking of your domains, making sure that you've got everything set up with your SPF, your DMARC, your DKIM, ARC, IP addresses. You can monitor all of that for the most part within the new Google Postmaster tool that they're gonna have rolled out. There's also third-party sites that you can leverage to monitor your DMARC, which they suggest doing. Which
MX Toolbox.
Yeah, MX Toolbox, companies like that. So anything on the internet that you can leverage to monitor your DMARC, you'll want to utilize that, because it's just going to be very important moving forward for all marketers to do that, which I know you guys don't have enough on your plate. So let's add some more.
Heck no, never. Yeah. No, it's such an easy thing to like forget about, like regularly checking your email header. And it's like not many marketers even know how to do that.
Right.
You know, it's just like, well, why is my deliverability suck?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're not authenticating properly.
Yeah. And yeah, so you authenticate, and then of course there's all of the work that everyone puts into their subject line, their content, making sure that the links go back properly and that they're not viewed as spam. And there's so much that goes into it. And being a marketer for email is hard, and Google's making it a little bit harder. Changes are also coming to Yahoo as well. Don't have all of the details that are as of yet. Just this one particular.
This one's huge.
Yeah, this is huge.
Gmail.
It's Gmail, and everyone has Gmail.
And they're just constantly staying in the news, since December. So with all of that said, what do you think is in the future for Gmail and just email marketing in general with all these big shifts that are happening now?
Yeah. So as we kind of touched on briefly, they've got BART AI. So Google's really switching over to help enable consumers with this AI technology. They want to help marketers too, but they need to free up space to do that. So what we're seeing in the whole realm of email marketing and what's happening, again, this is not, a little bit of this is speculation. So it's just opinion-based, which... So I just want to put that disclaimer.
Yeah. We'll have it all over the video. So it's just best guess right now.
It's just a best guess, but it's also just, again, what makes sense from not only a business standpoint for Google, but it also just makes sense from a consumer standpoint to help protect, because there's been such a huge uptick in fraud.
Oh, he's so terrible.
Google's really trying to show that they're doing their due diligence to help mitigate a lot of that at that consumer level, because again, they can do so much to put up the ad blockers and track down spam and do all these things, but at the end of the day, if they don't kind of put the power back into the hands of either the consumers and the actual marketers and kind of hold their feet to the fire a little bit, nothing's going to change. So by doing this, I think it is a strong, good step to help weed out a lot of these spammers and scammers that are out there that are trying to spoof domains. They're trying to send out phishing emails. It is going to help limit it. But as we all know, every time a change like this happens, it is going to make it more difficult until everyone kind of gets the hang of it and knows the ropes of what's going on.
Yeah, and bad actors are going to act bad. They'll find ways around this new policy, and but it is a step in the right direction, and it's not something to be feared. It's definitely a welcome change, particularly, like, as a consumer, I hate seeing all these messages that are irrelevant.
It's constant. Yeah, it's all the time. So I do think that it is a positive that they're adding that one click unsubscribe. It's really cool. But as a marketer, while it is frustrating, I think that we are all in that mindset that I want as many emails, I want to market to as many people as possible to buy my product. Yeah, but you want to market to people that actually want to hear from you.
Right.
And if they don't want to hear from you, you're more likely to get marked as spam.
Yeah, you're just burning ROI at the end of the day.
Yeah, you're wasting resources on the emails that you're sending out. You're wasting time on, trying to track, like, okay, this person hasn't opened the last 3, but they opened this one. Why? It doesn't matter. They don't care about your product, which is hard for a lot of us to hear. Like, timing may not be right. If they want to hear from you, hopefully you can run a re-engagement campaign, or they come back at sometime in the future. As hard as that is for any of us to hear, sometimes it's just not a right fit.
Tough break.
Yeah.
But that's how the cookie crumbles.
It is.
So, no, it's been really fun to really cover these events as they happened. And I'm really looking forward to our next episode. which we're going to keep that a secret because that's how we roll around here. We got to keep you coming back for more.
Yep.
So we want to do user engagement. You know, as a content marketer, we love engagement. And so I am proposing a new segment. Okay, Tim, you ready for this? If I'm not here next week,
Okay.
it'll be these 5 subject lines. Why?
Nice.
So this is a segment called Mail Call. And so I had ChatGPT absolutely waste.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
sorry. So I gave ChatGPT instructions to write 5 cringeworthy Webbula subject lines. So here they are. And I'll have these on the screen as well. Unleash email magic. Ride the Webbula unicorn to inbox glory.
What is happening?
You can borrow these if you want to send them in yourself.
I think I'll do that.
You should
That'll
definitely.
be part of my next campaign for sure.
No, this one for sure, though. Starstruck emails. Webbula's Galactic Guide to Celestial Clicks. Are you? Did that send you out of this
Oh,
world?
absolutely. I am.
I mean, I just yeah. Email circus in town. Watch Webbula juggle your open rates sky high.
Okay.
That's
That sounds like a circus to me, but okay.
I mean, for a robot to write that, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Pull rabbits out of your inbox with Webbula's magical email elixir.
Yeah. But
I know I'm
I
biased.
think a lot of our customers are going to pull Houdini and get on out of here.
Run, yeah. That's a beautiful. If they make it this far into the podcast. Wow. Cyborg approved. Webbula's futuristic email formulas revealed. So, the user engagement part of this.
Okay.
If you have written some cringy email subject lines,
Or receive them.
or receive them, please share them with us. We'd love to see them in the comments, and top 5 will get shared in our next episode.
Yep.
Which is coming out in 2 weeks. So we'll see you then.
Absolutely.
In the meantime, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and visit Webbula.com for all your email hygiene needs.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, guys. See you next week.
Peace.